So we changed. Yeah. Is it a problem if we do not have the high level panel on the day of the opening ceremony?
I think Patrice, as you say, can comment on that. Personally, I would see no problem. So Natalie, do you want to
he told me there shouldn't be any problem, but since we are together there, I wanted to clarify that.
Okay, Max seems not to be on. Personally, I don't see a problem.
Okay, fine then. The second point is about the list of officials. It has been asked for, and I don't know what to do because it's not coming. Officials coming from outside the country. Are there any officials that are coming for the AEW?
Again, Max is the one who can guide on that. From the mailing lists have been copied in. I know some members of parliament, for example, coming from Uganda. Are those the ones you are talking about?
Okay.
So
because
like
there is a specific protocol for those people, and the government has been asking. We are at the second week now. They need it.
Yeah, so let's note that so that we have the list of the participants and then those who by rank so that you know how to handle them, those who need special attention, I think.
Well, by the list, I would not know who is official.
Yes, so we need to indicate that then. That's what I hear you saying, Natalie, that we indicate.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'll let them know about that. Is Patrice still online? Hello?
Yes, Prof, I'm online. I can hear you.
Yes. Now, Patrice, I'm very concerned about the reviews. I don't know whether you have anything in place.
I did share a review, a list of criteria for reviewing, but I haven't received no feedback. Yeah, so my idea was that what I was suggesting is that we agree on the criteria, and then when people will be asked to prepare only a sort of extended abstract, not full papers, because not 10 pages, but maybe just 3 to 4 pages. So that's my opinion. And I sent an email to Max yesterday because I haven't received all the abstracts. Somewhere sent directly to AFAS. So he's the one doing the compilation. I asked him to share the list with me, and so that I can see how to do the dispatching for review. For me, this is something that we need to finalize by the end of next week and send the answers to people so that they can prepare their contributions.
So I had thought that, I think there was someone who commented on your submission. Was it Simplice? And with that, I think we can move because time is really not on our side.
Yes, Simplice is the only one who commented. But if we agree that that should be enough, that is enough, that framework is okay for review, then we can use it and see how to mobilize other persons for reviewing. Otherwise, personally, my plan was to work on that next week, and so that. Okay.
I'm in agreement. And regarding who reviews, do we need like the teams that we had allocated, or? Because if it is like 2 people per theme, I think they can be able to decide the presentations they want, and then we inform the people who are presenting.
Yeah, I think if you have 2, maybe for each sub-team, you need to maybe have 2 persons or 3, because we don't have that much enough presentation. Maybe the total presentation is less than 50, to my knowledge. You don't have too much presentation. So if you have 2 persons or 3 per sub-team, it means everyone, each of them will be reviewed maybe 10 papers. That should 10 abstracts. It's not very complicated to do. So for me,
Okay.
within 2 days, they can be finalized. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was really thinking that my idea is that we are going to have very limited number of presentations, maybe just for not more than 5 anyway. That was my suggestion. The rest will be more contribution or poster.
Okay. So we need to decide then which ones are presentations and which are posters. But remember, we had also said we want some interaction so that people discuss and distill certain, things by theme. So
That's why I was thinking to have a limited number of presentations so that people have enough time to discuss for interactions. Yeah.
okay. So you said then 4 a lot. You said 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5, because if you are giving 15 minutes per presentation, it means you almost have 1 hour for 4 presentations. So maybe the remaining 1 hour and a half will be used for interactions and synthesis. Because I'm also thinking that beside the presentations, we need to have some guiding questions, some guidelines for the moderators with some key questions that they should address after listening to the presentations and interacting. They should discuss about 3 or 4 questions and come out with with some answers to those questions. And those answers we use to prepare policy briefs or all these things we're talking about.
I'm in agreement on that. So now the thing is how to move on that. Will you lead us on that? Because you have the abstracts.
I have some of them, not all, because initially people were sending their proposals to me, but I also found that some were sending directly to AFAS info, so I don't have those ones. So yesterday I sent an email to Max requesting them and also the breakdown so that we can see how much we have and see how we can organize ourselves.
So once he sends, then I would say that you could go ahead and share the abstracts with the leads of the sub-themes, and we give them a deadline maybe so that they select, and by, what do you think? Maybe next week,
I
end
think
of
by
next week?
by next Friday, we should be sending the answers to, we should have made our decision by next Friday and start sending the answers to those submitted proposals.
Okay, I think then that's good. Because once we select, then we move ahead now to what you have suggested of working on our program, scheduling those presentations, and then thinking through our questions to guide our discussions and later on our briefs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I joined late.
Yeah. So there was also this question of Cote d'Ivoire about the topic of the high-level panel. I made suggestion a few months ago and recently, but there was no comment on that. Are we in agreement on that also? Or there's a need to change it or maybe to revise it? If that is the case, let's agree on that and see how the local team can move forward with the SARA organizer.
Personally, I have no objection. The only problem is that we are not with Max. So, because I would say what the local organizing committee is proposing is what we should adopt, because that is what is workable. But
they have not proposed.
The members of the panel?
No, we did not. Hello?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was saying that we were exchanging with Dr. Jamen. I asked him for a title and he proposed one. The last title he sent yesterday, when I looked at it, I have no objection with it actually. But since the others did not react, but for us, we could work on that one.
Yeah, it is good. I also like it.
For Hello?
Yes, I lost you a bit, but now I'm hearing.
Okay. What were you saying, Chairperson?
I was saying that personally, I like the title that Patrice suggested, so we could move with what the local organizing committee is comfortable with regard to the date for the panel presentation.
Okay. So I'll send it to them then. They've been asking.
And Natalie, do we have the panel confirmed, the panel members?
No, I don't have any names yet.
Okay.
On the ministry's side, they were asking for the title so that they could choose somebody.
Okay.
So I'll just send them this title that we agreed on now, and
Yes.
they'll give us a person who can be part of the panel.
And you know, as Patrice had said, once we get the list of people who are coming, we can pick high-level people from that list whom we can also include on the panel.
Okay.
So I joined the call late. I don't know what else we want to discuss.
Okay. How many members are there for the board, AFAS board? How many people will be here for the meeting?
We are going to let you know. They haven't confirmed yet. I don't know whether Patrice has any latest information on that. They haven't even decided about funding, so we are not sure.
Mm-hmm. And this would be a question for Max, actually.
Yeah.
Have they written, you know, when the ministers changed, the minister asked that AFAS write the letter to the ADB president. So
Yes.
I don't know if AFAS did it or not, because they were going to, yeah.
I don't know either. So let us remind him on that. Andre, are you the one taking notes?
In fact, I'm even recording this meeting, and I will send the video to everybody after.
Excellent, excellent. So Max will be able to note that, but we shall also, because that's very important if we haven't written yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I asked also Madam Kona, last time AFAS was thinking to come to Cote d'Ivoire before the event and to see if about resource mobilization, but finally we haven't heard from you, so I don't know if that is still something possible. Do you have identified some?
I had a meeting with Dr. Sise yesterday, and he said that it would even for the organization of the AEW, it would be a good idea if a team comes within the next 2 weeks, you know, 2 weeks to 3 weeks. I mean, we should give you time to, because things are getting clearer now. Since we worked through the program, we have the rooms. We also, with the ministry, it's not clear, but since they ask us to keep on working, we are working, you know. We know that it will take place, but it's not the way we wanted it to be, very well publicized and all those things. It has not been as we wanted. So it would be a good idea. Dr. Jamen, you told me that you would not be available starting from November, and I told them that. The earliest you could come would be maybe the week after next, because on preparation, it would be good if we know how many members we have, who are the panel panelists, who are the keynote speakers, everything, you know, before you come? Or do we want to do it here?
No, I think we need to do it ahead of time.
Exactly.
Patrice, how are we doing with the keynote speakers?
I think we have, with Max last time we started discussing it, we already have some ideas, but we need to finalize the list. I think we were thinking of the AFGB president and also IFAD, Tom Ayonge, and maybe one person from FAO. But these are the high-level panel keynote speaker. But for different sub teams, we might need to have maybe one keynote speaker or at least some sort of short panelist who can introduce the topic. So yesterday or the day before yesterday, I requested Esther to send me the list of those who are sponsored participants, so that we can see if we can identify some of these good caliber person there who can be requested to prepare short keynote. I think all will depend on the list of participants, those who have confirmed, and also
So I see us having maybe another call the week beginning 28th, because next week we can focus it on reviewing the abstracts, and then the following week we look at the list of participants, we look at who we have selected to present papers, and then we think through the keynote speakers and actually confirm.
Okay. Yeah, and I think also on this issue of keynote, there are some questions, some answers that I will be having from Madam Kona and the local team on some of the keynotes. Yeah. Yeah. So Madam Kona, your answers to my questions for yesterday are highly awaited, and I'm praying that your computer be repaired the soonest possible, so that you can reply me.
They've given it to me today. That's what I am working on now. Talking to you on the computer. So I got it back today. I'm going to answer your questions today. For the side event that you know, we talked about for Anader, which could be moved to the conference. It is the idea is okay with Dr. Cissé and Mrs. Afing. So when you work on the program, you could insert it somewhere, and then I'll answer your questions. There's only, I think, 1 or 2 questions that I can't answer myself. But I went through the, do you need me to give you a few answers now? I don't know, you said you do not have time.
No, I was just reminding you, because I have another call with other guys.
Okay, no problem, then I'll answer
I'm just reminding so that you don't forget, please, because I've planned to work during the weekend on the extension week. So if I have all these informations, they will be very helpful.
Okay, so basically we are working at Radisson Blu and at on Sarah grounds, okay? And we agreed on 350 people. Is that right? 350 people total.
Okay.
Yeah, please, just 2 seconds on that. I have seen the list of Côte d'Ivoire. Please try to bring another color.
No, by the way, Andri, that list you sent Dr. Jamen is not the last list you sent me. Because when I came back from my trip and I saw that it was mostly people from Anader, I went back and called everyone from the forum, down their names there. And I saw the names on a list that I do not see now. You know, between the 11th and between October 11th and 12th, there are people who who went and registered, and I don't see the names in the list you gave Dr. Jamen.
Really?
So maybe it's the earlier list, I don't know.
Anyway,
After
sorry.
September 30th.
But
Yeah,
please
sorry, Andre and Madam Kona, just 1 second, please. My point was that we really need to have private sector guys there in that meeting. So far, when I'm looking at the overall list, you don't have enough guys from private sectors. And there is also farmers. Generally, most of the farmers.
Private sector, yeah.
Yeah, and farmers also. We need to have farmers because generally, farmers, since they don't have enough means to travel, generally they generally come from the local organizations. So please, I'm just pleading so that you do awareness raising again.
Okay, so those people would be registered manually, I guess.
They can be registered manually, but we really need to have. That's my opinion, and that's my personal opinion. I think we really need to have more private sector. The meeting is about private sector, so they need to be there.
You know what?
You're right.
Farmers, yes. So.
Yeah, I think I agree with Patrice, because then we shall be just talking amongst ourselves, public sector,
among ourselves,
yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, we agree on that also. We'll make the effort now. Maybe to help me decide, because you see, many people from another, we talked about it and they went ahead and registered. You know, it's not like it was so. Would you give me a range as to on 150 people maybe, how many people do you think should come from another? That way I'll just make calculations and we'll look for the people to replace, you know, whoever is already registered there. Dr. Jamen, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me just give some stat. You registered from Cote d'Ivoire. We have 128 participants in the list that I sent to Dr. Jamen. Now, 84 of these people are from ANADER. This is what I see in my database. So it's more than, it's about 60% from ANADER.
Yeah.
But we have also a lot from from international organizations, from a university, from InnovDev, from your EBA-FOSA, CI, Association Nationale des Aquaculteurs, and so on.
Aquaculture, yeah.
CIRAD,
so
research
what
center.
I did, the names I'm not seeing are, for example, Conseil du Café Cacao. I know that there are 3 people who registered. Senra, there are 2 at least, etc. There are a few names that I have not seen, but I know that they registered because some of them even registered.
I see 3 people from Conseil du Café Cacao.
Okay. Then maybe I didn't look at the list correctly. Okay, but what Dr. Jamen said is correct. I mean, I agree with that also. So on the 84 people, should we say we bring it down to 50 maybe? Or maybe less, I don't know.
But you know, it depends on whether you get people to replace them. I think, I don't know.
We will get people. The problem is not getting people. It's rather how much communication was made on the event. So we will get the people, but if it's farmers, then the problem is who is paying for their registration. Because ANADER has overstretched itself already. Usually we invite farmers and all that, but we are really overstretched with the budget. I mean, so
for the private sector,
we'll think of
who will be paying for the private sector. Do they pay for themselves?
Yeah, company or organization is paying for them.
Okay.
So what we could do maybe is link up a few farmers with organizations and ask them to sponsor 2 or 3 or 4, you know, so that we can come up. How many farmers would you like? I'm talking about proportions now.
I think Patrice can comment on that one. I have no strong opinions on that one myself.
Yeah.
And maybe we get farmer leaders.
Farmer leaders, yeah, of course. Farmer leaders, they are the ones that we'll invite.
Okay.
Okay, so Patrice can send that through a mail. I think we can, but I agree that we are too many from Anader. I mean, the information was sent and they were free to register, so we did not control that one.
Okay. Okay, so I can see that it's already past 12. Those of you who started early, what time do we want to end this discussion?
We can end now.
We can end now.
Yeah, maybe just last request for to Patrice and Natalie. Is it possible to have the final agenda with the location where we have these activities? It will be
yeah.
It's really important, you know, where we move from every time we have to move from place to place.
Yeah, I think is the one who will be very helpful here because have that basic question. That's I think when she will answer the question, some of the question of yesterday, we'll be able to have agenda because we need exactly to know which room are we going to use for which what time and. So yes, in the final version of the agenda, I think we'll have all those information, hopefully.
And we agreed that the high-level panel capacity. The high-level panel will take place on the second day, so you have to squeeze it somewhere also in the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, the agenda is going to be modified very seriously because even we need to give more time even for the side events and things like that. And I see that you are also
and even even the activities that Andre was suggesting, the trainings need to be included. There will be a lot of change. All we did was the agenda was already there. We put in the rooms and then we moved around the high level panel. That's all we did, but it is not the final agenda. I realize that. So I'll send that to you today.
Okay.
Yeah, on the training you mentioned that Andrew was suggesting. Generally, for recent meetings where I've been involved personally, it was a general rule was that there should not be no parallel, no side event when the core meeting is ongoing. So either you have the core meeting, the side event later in the afternoon or on a specific date, but you cannot have meeting core activities ongoing while there is a side event ongoing also. So that was a general rule, and I think it was very useful because sometimes people come for the event and may leave the event itself to attend the side event, which is not really fair. So in the proposition I'm going to make, I'm going to share with you is that we are going to insert to make sure that side events are not.
I'm sorry, Dr. Jamen, I did not get you. It was breaking off. Oh. What is not fair about the side events?
No, I'm saying that we should, my suggestion that we try to avoid competition between side event and the core event. We should make sure that we have enough time for side event and that there is that people should not be hesitating between either they go for the side event or they go for the core meeting. No, we should have the core meeting ongoing and then have spare time for the side event. So that's why I'm thinking that in the final version, we need to create more space for sides.
I agree.
But I don't know. Side events, we are having side events from Friday to Sunday. Isn't it enough time?
But you know, most of these when people are not coming, there will be less people coming on Friday. I think on Friday to Sunday, most of these have to be just showcasing. Maybe some of the private sector will be there, but those who are really coming for the meeting, I'm not sure that they will be around from Friday. I'm not sure because they will be too long. Then you see, you coming for the whole week or maybe for 10 days. That's too long for.
Yeah, it's long. I think.
Yeah, that is the comment that Prof. Tunji said, that you won't be able to come earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe Sunday is the day that people might be around before the meeting.
Okay, well, it's important to know that because with the Sarah grounds, we are really negotiating with Voodoo, and they are very adamant. I mean, once we have agreed on something, they don't change it. So it's important to know. For us, according to the program, we told them that we will need 2 rooms for side events, and there would be 2 concurrent side events up to Friday, up to Sunday. But if things are changing, I need to know that very. So it means that we would be there only for the les stands là, comment on dit ça, the exposition.
No, we are, Madam Konan, so we are not yet making decisions. We are commenting. Let's see the list of side events. And maybe some of these guys will be interested to have their side event on Sunday or on Saturday. So let's not really decide.
Okay, no problem.
And I think we need to engage the people convening these side events so that we have concrete plans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
How, Natalie, the visas, are we safe? Some of us have not applied yet.
Yeah, but we don't know whom to send what.
Okay.
We don't have a list. Otherwise, the letters are ready.
Okay.
And I mean, ready, we have a draft. So it's just putting in the names and sending out the letters.
So it will not take so long. Someone told me it takes quite a long time.
No. For the letters, it should not take a long time. And then applying online, just a week, within a week, you get the visa. But we want to send the letters by the 25th, if possible, a month before the event.
Okay.
Patrice, I think I had a discussion with Mercy yesterday because we were have the webinar, the NELC webinar, and she suggested this morning, she told me that she wants to propose a NELC briefing between trainers and some key participants during maybe one evening or sometimes when it's possible. So maybe if you can squeeze it also somewhere, 1 hour or 1 hour and a half discussion between trainers in the program.
Okay.
I'll ask her to send a request on that.
Yeah. Anyway, I think in the final version of the program, there should be enough time for side events. I will try to do my best to really create space for side events so that we can have this type of meeting either very early in the morning or late in the afternoon.
Okay. Also, on the Sarah grounds, we leave the grounds at 7 p.m. So if we want to work later in the night, we'll probably use the days when we are at Radisson, because for security reasons, they close the fairgrounds at 7 p.m.
Okay. So please confirm all this information. Give all this information when replying to the email, please, so that we know exactly at this date we can finish at 7 or we should be finishing at 6. So we'll be planning accordingly.
Okay. Thank you. I think I'm through.
Yeah. Okay.
We really need the list of VIPs. That's all I can say. We need it now. So Max.
Oh.
Yeah.
On that issue of list, I think Max can share what the information that's already available now. But I know for some countries, maybe it is less what we didn't. Maybe it's at the last moment that we will really know if they are coming or not. I know, for instance, in Niger or Cameroon, they are planning. Their Ministry of Agriculture is planning. Minister of Agriculture is planning to come, but I'm not sure that that from today they can confirm or not. Maybe they will be able to do that only few days before the meeting. But by the way, Max can tentatively share a list or the number of.
So they would be okay if there is no protocol for them?
No, no, that's not what I'm saying, Madam Kuna. That's a dangerous conclusion.
No. The thing I'm saying, it needs to be done ahead of time. And people here need to know that they have the counterparts that are coming to provide for protocol. If it's a few days before, then they will not have it.
By the way, that's true.
What I'm saying is that generally, from experience, we can tentatively say maybe we are going to have, hopefully, maybe 6 ministers or 20 members of parliament. But generally, you have the confirmation in most cases, that's at the very last time that you have the confirmation, because these guys, they are always negotiating for the funding and also for the formal clearance of their mission, all these things. That's what I'm saying. Last time we had a meeting in Cameroon 3 or 4 years ago, there were ministers coming from Nigeria, but it is maybe 2 or 3 days before the meeting, the beginning, that we have the confirmation, or some say I would not be able to come again. So what I'm saying is that let's have maybe tentatively list a number and type of VIP that could attend. And I'm not sure that we can have the formal confirmation at this time. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we should be cautious.
Yeah, but I think I agree with Natalie. We also need to move and conclude things a bit earlier than 3 days. If it is too soon, too few days before the event, it gets very stressful.
Yeah, no, totally agree with you.
And for some of those, we can even say they shouldn't come. I don't know, maybe it's not proper to do that, but there needs to be a cutoff at some point.
Yeah, maybe Max, maybe based on the notes that Andre will share or the recording, maybe we can request Max to formally request their country focal country fora guys to check with their at the internal level if they are VIP, if their ministry or member of parliament are planning to come. That's at country level. And then at the continental level, if there are some VIPs like the director of FARA or someone from the CADEP that AFAS is planning to invite, so that they inform those guys, these guys early enough and have their feedback, their confirmation, and then inform Côte d'Ivoire so that they consider that in their planning.
We also have a stand that after a certain time period, we don't allow any more people. Otherwise, it's quite stressful to run an event that is open-ended.
Okay. Fully agree.
Okay, colleagues, the time it's coming to past, so I don't know whether you want us to end now or...
Anyway, personally, I don't have any...
And you don't know who is coming and he's not. Yeah, it's very...
So...
Okay, so I think we can end now. A lot of action points have been agreed, but mostly in Max's
for me, we can end now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.